Right, candidate A, you can start now.
Good evening to the examiners and fellow candidates. I suggest my friend share a rented house with other university students. As they share a rented house with other university students, they can go to university together. Some students will have the same course and others will have different time. So if he found out a friend with the same course, so they can go together and have someone to accompany, as there are many snatching cases nowadays. Besides that, if he is sick, there's people to take care of him and their parents will not too worried of him and come and see him. In the rented house, there maybe will have other students with different races. They can learn tolerance. Different races will have different culture. Besides that, sharing a rented house will help him to be more disciplined. We need to do our things ourselves. If we are staying in our relative house or with our family, they will help us to wash our clothes, iron our clothes and others. If he share a rented house with his students, with his university students, their parents will not too worry about them, about their safety and others. He will also learn cooperation. The house can have a cleaning or cooking every day. They can be making a timetable so that everyone will have to do their housework together.
Okay, stop. Okay, let's listen to candidate B. You have 2 minutes. You can start now.
Good evening to the examiners and fellow candidates. I suggest he stay with relative. By doing so, he can save money as he do not need to pay to rent a house. He might just need to contribute a low amount of money for his relative to pay for the electric bills, air, water, and so on. Besides that, he is safer to stay with relative as he is not alone. He is staying with some people who are close to him. Therefore, his parents do not need to worry about him. On top of that, his relative can also take care of him. He can enjoy home-cooked food rather than eating outside. Home-cooked food is healthier than the food outside. Sometimes he might be busy with his examination or assignments. His relative can prepare lunch and dinner for him as well. When he falls sick in the midnight, there are someone who is willing to bring him to the hospital to pay a visit to a doctor. Furthermore, his relative can become his guardians. They can even help him to sign for the important documents required in his university.
Okay, stop. Okay, let's go to candidate C. You can start now.
Good evening to the examiners and fellow candidates. I suggest that my friend should stay in the university hostel. Normally, the local university is spacious and have big compounds. The university hostel will become the most convenient and nearest accommodation if compared with other accommodation nearby. Every day, my friend have to take the shortest time to reach the lecture hall for attending the classes. He can save the expenses that spent on transportation because he can reach there by walking. Then for he can save the money they spend on taxi and bus fare. It is more eco-friendly as well as it inadvertently can safeguard the environment. Furthermore, it is safer if he stays in the university hostel. There is a guard house near the entrance of the hostel. The guards will patrol around the area in the midnight. Parents will not have to worry about the safety of their children, and he faces fewer risks if he stays inside the university hostel. On the other hand, he can save expenses in accommodation and food. The rental fee and the price of food that is provided in that area is cheaper if compared with others. For instance, in KL area, in Town College, the fried rice that is sold inside the school canteen will be around 2 ringgit. However, if it is outside, it will be sold around at 5 ringgit. It can reduce the burden of their parents as the tuition fees are quite costly nowadays. On the other hand, if my friend is assigned to share the room with other roommates, at night he may face some disturbance in doing revision. At that moment, he can prefer to study in the library and also reference room. For instance, Taylor is a university that provides a library which runs 24 hours per day.
Okay, stop. Alright, let's go to candidate D. You can start now.
For different to the examiners and fellow candidates, I suggest he rent a single room. When he rent a single room, he can get more freedom. He has more individual space so that he can do what he wants, like listening to the music, watching TV programs, and others to release his stress. Besides that, he can also has more privacy. He can keep all his important things in the room without worry of others may steal the things. On the other hand, when he lives in a single room, he has less distraction. He can focus on his study every day. He also do not need to worry that he will disturb others even though he burns the midnight oil. He can also learn to independent. He will not relies on others. He can clean his room himself, cook for himself. When he stays alone, he need to manage his time management so that the household chore can be done successfully. He can also invite friends to come over to have a group discussion on a project or assignment.
Okay, stop.